Alright, YouTube, so a few days ago on Thursday to be exact, I saw the movie How to Train Your Dragon, the live action version. I'll say I absolutely loved it. What I especially loved about this movie is from what I can remember and what I've heard, and even when I was in the theaters and couldn't remember much or too much from the very first live action one from 2010 or 11, I believe, I saw it as a 9 or 10-year-old kid, which was definitely a super exciting experience, and seeing it again definitely brought back a lot of nostalgia, and from what I can remember, it was definitely very faithful to the original, and actually, in fact, I've heard almost nothing changed, which makes sense and explains why it was so good and felt like such a great live action remake, because very little was changed. So I will say it's pretty much just a live action version of the animated version, which is definitely cool to see. It translated but without changing anything, which I know it's kind of a hard line to draw, because sometimes it's cool to make changes, but a lot of times they don't work out in the live action to or animated to live action remake. But definitely gets 2 thumbs up from Jones Beach. What especially gets 2 thumbs up is the Toothless arc and the Toothless animation, who's the Black Dragon. And I do remember a lot of his origin about him being like sort of blending in with the sky at night and being sort of this mysterious boogeyman dragon that the Vikings fear, as well as understanding that the Vikings, are against the dragons, but the dragons are sort of misunderstood because they're serving an evil dragon, which will eat them alive if they don't bring it back, sort of like the bee's nest to the queen bee kind of thing, which they actually mentioned in the movie. And I did like the characters too, who were the human characters of Vikings. They were very funny, and I especially love, again, Toothless's animation was just beautiful and reminded me of Bulbasaur from the Pokemon Detective Pikachu movie, which I admit I may have gotten that idea from seeing a meme of Detective Pikachu's Bulbasaur colored in black, which looks exactly like a baby Toothless, which may be a good idea if they do a sequel or another How to Train Your Dragon live action movie. Please make it just the same thing as the animated version, even though I don't remember too much. But yeah, overall great movie, very faithful to its origin and its source material, and great visuals, great story, everything great about the original. It applies to this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned more soon. Goodbye.